Hello, what's faces? Welcome back to a new video. Tigon here. In today's video, we're going to be going over the biggest Farlight 84 update yet. And when I say this thing is going to change the game forever, I mean completely change the game forever. So with that said, let's hop right into it. Now, next up, the battle pass is going to be 30 days, and that's super good because that's going to make it so we're going to be getting more content overall, and it's not going to feel like the seasons are lasting really long. The rank season and the battle pass seasons are going to be completely different. On top of that, there are going to be no limited time items in the battle pass, which is going to be amazing because that means you're going to be getting so much value for whatever you go ahead and spend on the battle pass. So that's a W. Next up, they've gone ahead and actually fixed the ADS camera rotation by adding an option to turn it off. So essentially, when you're in the scope button, it's not going to move. And this is good because 4-finger players and up actually have a bit of an issue with this. It's good for 3-finger players or 2-finger players because you're going to actually want to be able to aim in it. But if you're playing more than those fingers, it becomes a bit of an issue. So it's such a W that they actually went ahead and added that so you can turn that off if you need to. They also went ahead and added fixed and speed acceleration. So we already automatically play on speed acceleration, but they now added a slider for speed acceleration. So now you can have a lot of control, or much more control, on how much your speed is going to ramp up. And on top of that, we are getting fixed speed. If you guys like fixed speed, you're going to now have that option. So let me know if you guys want to see me make a brand new sensitivity video on those new values. Next up, inverted gyro, just a W if you guys like to play gyro like that. TDM is now in ranked. It's crazy. I know we now have TDM in ranked. On top of that, we have custom TDM. So that means 1v1s, hosting customs, a whole bunch of things. On top of that, we have a custom BR room with more customization and just better spectator tools. So they're just giving so much power to the community, which I love. You're gonna be able to host your own tournaments, all of that. It's gonna be a W. Now, next up, this is kind of insane. Maggie gets a roll. It's crazy. She gets to reload her weapon, takes on all the debuffs, and gives her partial immunity to effects. It's kind of crazy. Now, with that said, that's amazing, but I kind of wish it was something that was given to everyone, not as a tactical, but just as a normal movement you can go ahead and do, and then you got to use it whenever you needed. No powers or special abilities, you just go ahead and roll, because Maggie's already as this super strong, good movement character. By giving her that, it makes her even faster, which is dope, but I felt like it would have been a bit better to spread the love around a little bit. But on to the next character, we have none other than 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪𝓵. So his shield gets an overall buff, and on top of that, it stays for longer. But now he has the wrecking duck ball. That's what it turns into. So his gas is now a wrecking duck ball. Essentially, it's fast, it gives you defense, it does damage, and it knocks back enemies. Think of Choji's wrecking ball. That's how it is. And on top of that, they shrank his hitbox, at least from what the patch notes seem to say. But the craziest one yet, out of everything we've seen, we actually have 𝓮𝓆𝓏 has turned into Valkyrie from Apex. If you guys have never played Apex, Valkyrie is essentially a legend that can go ahead and fly in the air and bring teammates along with them, as well as scan. Now, 𝓮𝓆𝓏 has now been turned from an offensive character to a scout character. Speaking of which, they now have a scout passive that actually gives you health point observation when you're aiming at an enemy. So if you're aiming down sights at an enemy for a few seconds, you will actually be able to see how much health they have. Now, going back to 𝓮𝓆𝓏, his ultimate ejects you in the air and lets you reposition using a device. This is gonna be so good for comp, literally insane. Next up, his tactical, 𝓮𝓆𝓏 reveals his secret weapon, two-fire bombardment. So he goes ahead and shoots a bit of damage, literally like Valk's tactical if you guys ever play Apex. But yeah, it's amazing. His passive, he can scan enemies while diving. So once you use that ultimate, you go back to diving, you can literally scan, or whenever you're coming in, you can go and scan. Overall, it's a solid rework, and we've been asking for this for a while, so it's a W. Now, Hoarder. Yes, in the patch notes, they actually went ahead and released or leaked the new legend. It's a new hero. It looks like she's a support hero, and she like has something to do with airdrops. That's what we got from it. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty good as well. We've been needing a new support hero. Can't wait to see her actual abilities and see what she does. But in the meantime, that's all we really have. But yeah, pretty much overall balance changes have just happened to the legends. Nothing too crazy for anyone else. Now, next up, we have the weapons. The Jupiter's bullet size has actually been reduced, and then they went ahead and increased the mag capacity. So default mag size is going to be a bit bigger. Now, increase the AK-77 damage. This is kind of insane because the AK-77 already got a buff last update. So with this, it might be the best gun in the game. We'll have to see. AK-77 is probably going to be one of the best weapons to use in general. And Generator got a damage nerf. That kind of sucks because it felt like the Generator was kind of on the weekend. It was still strong, but it felt like it was on the weekend. The damage nerf is definitely going to kick it out of the running. It's probably going to be B tier at this point, but hey, we got the AK buff, so I don't even care. Overall, now we might be seeing a bit of the SMG comeback. It's gonna be pretty interesting. Now, what you guys have all been waiting for, they have literally added wall running into the game. I've literally was talking about this on stream yesterday. So this is how it works. You aim at the wall to trigger a jump, and your character will run vertically up along the wall until triggering a climb or landing back on the ground. Rotate the perspective or press the crouch button to cancel and drop immediately during a wall run. and press the jump button during a wall run to cancel and immediately jump backwards away from the wall. That's insane. That literally means you're gonna be able to wall bounce. So if you use this right, you can literally potentially wall bounce off a wall, land on the next building and start running in. This is just gonna allow for so much more repositioning, and it's movement that's been added to the game, and I love it. I'm loving it. Been saying this for a while. This is just gonna take the game to another level. Now we also have a new warm-up mode that activates when matches are taking too long. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, if you're loading into a match, it will literally activate just this new warm-up mode where you can go ahead, test out weapons, and fight against people. Crazy. Last but not least, they actually went ahead and reworked Carnival and revamped the buildings. Hopefully, and I mean hopefully, they went ahead and they took out that center spire, that little water tower, or whatever it is, needs to go. You can see everyone from it, and it's so annoying to fight against, but those are all the patch notes for this game. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and leave a like on this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.